We're live on a Monday night from Nashville, Tennessee. As you look at the Nashville skyline and the Bridgestone Arena, home of the Nashville Predators, we got the downtown skyline, and look at that cloudy sky. That's because it rained here this morning. In fact, we got more rain than most of us from Montana have seen in a long, long time. Bernadette was afraid to even walk out in the rain. She said, "What is that falling on the streets?" It's a great time to be here in Nashville with rural electric leaders from across the nation. Some 6,000 rural electric leaders gathered here, and it's fun to be here and get some takeaways just after the first couple of days of the conference. And we've got a couple of days left that we'll still be covering, but Taylor Brown here along with Tom Schultz, and we got Ryan Hall standing. One of my takeaways about this first day of the session, when we had our first session today and our opening general session this morning, one of my big takeaways is what co-ops can do in their communities. I was interested when they say, well, first of all, you can save your town. And by that, they mean get started. Figure out what your crowd wants and then build the connections, take some steps. And they said, why not get started? Because we tend to overestimate the risk of failure and we underestimate the risk of inaction. Your members aren't very used to inaction. They are here in numbers today.
Yeah, we have over 70 Montanans here. It's almost double what we normally bring. And I've seen them at every session, see them around everywhere. They're being really engaged in this conference.
Ryan is kind of a modest guy, but just yesterday he was reelected to the position of president of the Statewide Editors Association. And Ryan, there aren't a lot of statewide editors. There aren't a lot of states. But your group is a group of like-minded individuals, and you said the benefit for you, and you've come to this for 10 years, you said the benefit is learning from other people better ideas on how we pivot during these challenging times.
There's 37 statewide magazines, and they're all very different, but we're all very similar. And so we get to learn how people are dealing with things from the pandemic a couple years ago to the paper shortage that we're dealing with now. We get to see what some states that were on the front end of that have done right and wrong, and they can teach us what steps to take and what ones to maybe avoid. And that's the biggest thing I take from this conference is that networking that we get with each other, whether it's editors, CEOs, board members. You learn stuff from other people in other places that you can take back home.
That paper shortage surprised me. The difficulty it is just to get paper to put out the publication. What's going on with that? Why is that?
Well, in January, we were 3 weeks late because it's just hard to get paper. We've printed on a different stock for 2 different issues. Basically, several mills closed down due to lack of staffing. And then we also had several mills that switched to what they call brown paper. Everyone's ordering from Amazon and online retailers during the pandemic. They need boxes and packing paper, and that's where the money is. So people converted to that. And there was a strike in Europe that has also affected us.
Wow, the world things that affect your little local co-op. Joining me, Tom Schultz here. Tom, you had your live talk show here this morning, the Voice of the Montana talk show, live here in front of all these thousands of rural electric members. And what a fun time to share some ideas with them.
Yeah, I thought it was great. There was a lot of energy in all the guests who are here. And one takeaway that I'd like to share is I'll spend some time chatting with people. I learn an awful lot, and you never know what you're going to learn, but you'll run into CEOs or just members or interested other parties. And when you talk about the co-op model and why they do it, they're all talking about, well, we do it for our members. We do it because we want to provide affordable electricity for the betterment of our communities, for the individual. And you hear it so often that I'm just taken back that it's a core conviction. It's a core conviction of this organization to be benefactors in their communities. And I just so much appreciated that. And that's been on display.
One of your guests this morning was Chris Christensen, of course, the national president from Hinsdale, Montana.
National president?
The national president for 1 year so far. Wearing his cowboy hat, he looked like Clint Eastwood sitting there. And what a sideshow he created. People just walking by.
Oh, yeah. He was on live because we're on radio. And we were on the air, and these couple of guys from Anchorage were walking by, and they see Chris right there. Very noticeable guy, very gregarious. He gets out and meets them all. And they're walking by. Oh, Chris, yeah, we love you in Anchorage. And so we sat there and just chatted with him for a few minutes. Thanks for stopping by. And there was one guy from Anchorage who gave a shout out to some friends in Missoula. So it's kind of fun. But Chris is that kind of guy too. When you have a leader who is approachable like that, I think that generates amongst the members and all the body about the importance of that kindness, the importance of that paying attention and respect for what people have to say. And from there, I think you share ideas and move things forward with a lot more consistency.
I thought to myself, what a spokesperson for Montana. way better than Kevin Costner, way better than Yellowstone. He's a real-life Montanan, and people so appreciate that.
Yeah, and he wears his love for the state and his love for the co-ops and his love for the people of Montana on his sleeve. I like that.
And tonight we're going to honor him. Ryan, your members are throwing a party tonight. You've been raising money for the last year to throw a great party this evening for Chris Christensen.
Yeah, you know, he was elected last year, but we weren't where we were supposed to be. COVID canceled the meeting. It was all virtual. So he didn't get his celebration that he deserves. So it's been a year in the making. It's going to be a great time tonight. We have a lot of people coming, and we're going to finally celebrate that Chris was elected president, the first NRECA president from Montana.
So do you always do things so low budget that you make him bring his own band? I mean, you make his own family come down and play? What a thrill it's going to be for Chisholm Christensen to come down here and sing for his dad's big soiree.
You know, I don't know who will be smiling more. Chisholm for singing for his dad, or his dad because his son gets to sing at his party.
It's going to be fun. Thank you very much, Ryan and Tom. We're having a great time down here. And again, Ryan has another 2 years as president of the Rural Electric Editors, and Chris has another year as national president. I guess Montana is just going to continue to run the National Rural Electric Association for the foreseeable future. We'll be bringing you more broadcasts. Listen to the radio, watch our website, and northernbroadcasting.com or Northern News Network, and we'll keep you posted from Nashville on the Power Exchange 2022.